Welcome to Idiot's Diary. This is a C programming tutorial series powered by Ambition Software. In the last video, we have discussed switch case control structure and conditional operators in C. Today we will discuss the most important programming concept called looping. Looping is also called the iteration. So in the beginning, we want to know that what is a looping. Looping word indicates to the repetition. So if you want to repeat something, then you can use the loop. In programming, looping is a process in which a block of statements can be repeated for finite number of times. For example, if you want to print hello, then you can write printf hello. But if you want to print hello for 10 times, then either you can write printf hello for 10 times, or you can give the instruction to the computer that repeat printf hello for 10 times. If there is a structure exists in programming, then it becomes very easy, and this structure in programming actually exists and called the looping. Then how looping helps you to create your program? We understand this process by creating a simple algorithm. But the question is, what is the algorithm? Algorithm is a step-by-step solution of any problem written in any general language. Here we understand the looping process by writing an algorithm to print hello for 10 times. To print hello for 10 times, we first take a variable x and initialize it 1. Then check that the value of x is less than or equal to 10. If yes, then we print hello. If no, then we exit the process. In this way, you can print hello for 10 times. Now before moving to the program, we first write the pseudocode to print hello for 10 times. Now the question is, what is the pseudocode? Pseudocode is similar as the algorithm, but it is more close to the program and help you to understand the program more correctly. First, we take a variable x and initialize with 1. In the next step, we check that if x is less than or equal to 10, then we repeat 3 steps A, B and C. The step A is print hello. Then x is updated by 1 by using the statement x is equals to x plus 1. Then again we go to the step 2. Again condition is checked. If this condition is true, then again the block of statements are executed. Again condition is checked. If condition is true, then again block of statements are executed. If this condition becomes false, then process come out to this loop and then program exits. In this way, you can see that a loop can be divided into 4 parts. The first part is the initialization, where you initialize the variable x is equals to 1. The variable which is used to iterate the loop is called the counter. Here the variable x is called the counter, which count the loop. Second is the condition. Condition is the most important part of the loop, which controls the loop, because loop executes until the condition is true. The third part is the statements which you want to repeat, and the fourth part is updates. To start from the initialization and go to the condition, we need to perform some updates. Here the updates parts in the previous example are x is equals to x plus 1. So in this way, a loop can be divided into 4 parts: initialization, condition, statements and updates. Now we discuss the types of loop in C. There are 2 types of loop in C. First is entry control loop or top tested loop. In this loop, first condition is tested, and if condition is true, then the statements are executed. After the statements, again the control goes to the condition, and again condition is tested. If condition is again true, then loop is executed. Otherwise, if condition is false, then loop is terminated. Some key points about the entry control loop are discussed here. In entry control loop, first condition is evaluated, and if condition is true, then statements are executed. If condition become false first time, then nothing performs and control does not go inside the loop. If loop execute n time, then condition checks n plus 1 times, n time condition becomes true and loop executes, and in the n plus 1th time condition becomes false and the loop terminates. Two types of loop are fall within this category. First is the while loop and second is the for loop. Second type of loop is exit control loop. In this loop, first statements are executed and then condition is tested. If condition is true, then block of statements are again executed, and if condition is false, then loop terminates. In this way, some key points of exit control loop are discussed here. In the exit control loop, first statements are executed, then condition is evaluated. If condition become false in the first time of the loop, then statements are executed at least once. If loop executes n time, then condition check n time, because in this loop no condition is checked for the first time. So condition check only n times. In this category only one loop exists, that is do while loop. Before moving of creating the real programs, we first need to learn the syntax of while loop. In the syntax of while loop, we first write the initialization statements, then while with the condition which should be evaluated to run the loop, then a block of statements followed by the while which should be evaluated if the condition is true. In this way we can write the while loop. Let's take an example to understand more. So guys, we are start our first program which print the series from 1 to 10. To print the series from 1 to 10, first we take a variable I and initialize the I with 1. Now because we want to print up to the 10, so we put a condition that I is less than or equal to 10. If I is less than or equal to 10, then this loop should be execute, and if we enter within this loop, then we print the value I. So in the first time I is a 1 and condition becomes true, so 1 gets printed. Now to increase the value of I, we put the statement I plus plus will increase the value of I by 1, and in the second time I becomes 2, and from the end of the loop again move to the condition and condition is evaluated. In the second term 2 is less than or equal to 10, so 2 gets printed. In the next time I becomes 3 and condition evaluated. 3 is less than or equal to 10, so 3 gets printed and I becomes 4, and this repeat until the I reach up to the 10. When I becomes 10, then 10 equal to the 10 and again condition is true, 10 gets printed and I becomes 11. In the next time 11 is not less than or equal to 10, condition is false and we jumps out of the loop. In this way this program print the series from 1 to 10. Compile and run the program to check the output. Here you see that the output printed the series of numbers from 1 to 10. Now we want to generalize this program which print the series from 1 to n. So we change the program purpose. Here we want to print the series from 1 to n and take a new variable n. So we need to receive the limit from the user and we send a message enter the value of n. Then we read the value of n by using a scanf statement and store the address of n. Now we start the loop from 1 and we want to go up to the n, so we change the condition I is less than or equal to n. In this way we can print the series from 1 to n and generalize this program. Compile and run the program to check the output. Here you see that output screen appear with the message enter the value of n, and we enter the value of n is 20. So you see that the output print the series from 1 to 20. Now we take one more example which find the sum of series from 1 to n. To find the sum from 1 to n, we first need to receive the value of n from the user. So we create a variable n and then receive the value of n from the user by sending a message enter the value of n. Now to store the value of n by using the scanf statement on the address of n. Now to find the sum of series from 1 to n, we need to iterate a loop from 1 to n. So we take a variable I and initialize with 1 and put a condition while I is less than or equal to n and I plus plus. As you see in the previous example, this loop iterates from 1 to n. Now to find the sum, we take a variable sum and put the value of I in the sum. When this loop executes, the first value of I, that is 1, is copied into the sum, and in the second time of this loop, the value of I becomes 2 and sum is overlapped by 2. But in this program, we don't want to overlap the value of sum. We need to add value of I in the variable sum. So we need to add the previous value of sum with I. So we write the statement sum is equals to sum plus I. Now in the second time, when I becomes 2, the previous value of sum gets added into the I. In the next time, again the previous value of sum gets added into the I. But the problem is that what is the value of sum in the first time? In the first time, when I is 1, the value of sum should be 1. So when I is 1, the value of sum should be 0. So this expression evaluates 1. So we need to initialize the sum with 0. In this way, we can find the sum from 1 to n. To print the result, we write the statement out of the loop that total equal to this, and this is replaced by the sum. In this program, we need to declare two variables, that is I or sum. Compile and run the program to check the output. Here you see that a simple message appears, enter the value of n, and I enter the value of n is 5, and you see that the output is 15, that is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, that is equal to 15. Now we move to the another but little complex example. This example receive n numbers from the users and find the max of them. So to receive the n number from the user, we first need to receive the value of n from the user. We send a message, enter the value of n and read the value of n by using the scanf statement and store at the address of n. Now to run the loop n time, we initialize a variable I equals to 1 and put a condition I less than equal to n and increment the I by 1. This loop goes through 1 to n. Now to read n numbers from the user, we write the statement printf enter any number and read a number by using the scanf statement and store at the variable num. Now we need to find the maximum of the numbers which user enters. To complete this program, we use a simple approach. At first, we assume that a number is maximum, and then if user enters a number, we compare it with the maximum. If number is maximum, then the value of variable max, then it replaces the maximum, otherwise not. In this way, when loop ends, the variable max stores the largest number. So to implement this approach, we first take a variable max and assume a value in the max, but this value should be minimum. So if user enter any number, there should be a maximum of that. So we assume a value of max as minus 9999. Now we check the number with the value of max. If number is larger than the max, then max is replaced by num. Suppose at first iteration the user enters 1 and this condition evaluates 1 is greater than minus 9999. This condition evaluates true, so max is replaced by 1. Here we use a value of max such that no value that user enter is larger than this. So in the first time this value will be overlapped. In this way, when number is larger than the max is replaced by the number, and at the end of the loop you get the largest number stored in the maximum. So to check the output, we print the value of variable max by using the printf statement. Finally, complete this program by declaring the variable I, max and num. Compile and run the program to check the output. Here you see that At first the program prompt a message, enter the value of n. We enter 5. So this program receive 5 numbers from the user. Now we enter 5 numbers. First we enter 3, second we enter 2, third we enter 7, fourth we enter 1, and fifth we enter 4. You see that the maximum is 7. How this program works? You can evaluate here. First, maximum is assumed minus 9999. In the first iteration, we enter the number 3 and condition is checked that 3 is greater than minus 999. This condition evaluates true, so 3 is stored into the maximum. In the second iteration, 2 is entered and 2 is compared with the previous value of max, that is 3. But this condition evaluates false, so max will not be overlapped. In the third iteration, the 7 overlap the value of max. In the fourth iteration, does not overlap the value of max. In the fifth iteration, does not overlap the value of max. In this way, max store the 7, and when gets printed, it print the value, that is maximum. In the next video, we will discuss some more program based on the looping as well as some more loops, that is for loop and do while loop. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe and share. If you have any queries or questions, then comment on us.